The residential building we choose for this project is a 3-story height bungalow which is located at Lot 17501, number 5, Jalan Serai Wangi, Taman Cheras, Mukim, Kuala Lumpur. Generally, our group has separated the construction process into 11 steps. The first step is the site preparation, excavation, and foundation work. The foundation used by this bungalow is pad foundation, which is the most convenient method for shallow foundation. After the foundation of the building is done, we will continue by building the superstructure, which is the frame of the bungalow. The third step of the construction process is building a house roof. Flat roof is used in this bungalow. However, flat roof is not a common choice in Malaysia due to the high rainfall. Normally, a pitch roof is used instead. Step number 4 is exterior and interior fitting for the bungalow, which consists of wall, stud partitioning, and rainwater downpipe. The fifth step is the first fixed stage of building bungalow. In this step, all the location for the plumbing, electrical, TV aerial, telephone wire will be marked and installed. Step number 6 is drainage and external works. In this step, the drainage system will be constructed according to the design given by the engineer. The seventh step is the first fixed stage of carpentry. In this step, the staircase, ceiling, plasterboard will be installed accordingly. Step number 8 is second fixed stage of carpentry. In this step, the door, window, baluster, handrails will be installed. Step number 9 is second fixed stage of building a house, which all the wiring will be connected to a consumer unit. Pipework connection, electrical and earthing test will be done. Step number 10 is the decorating and landscaping part, which all the painting and decorating such as ceramic tile and wall painting will be installed. The final step is property handover. The bungalow will be cleaned and handed over to the owner. There are two types of defects, which are patent defect and latent defect. Patent defect. Patent is defined as easily recognizable, obvious, and the defect can be found by reasonable inspection. Latent defect. Latent is existing but not yet developed or manifest, hidden or concealed, and therefore in terms of construction projects are considered to be those defects which cannot be found by reasonable inspection.
The type of ceiling finishes for the internal part of the building is plaster and paint. There are a few defects that can occur on the plaster and paint ceiling finishes, and one of it is blistering. The rectification works that can be done is to remove the blister first, and it's stated as an item according to the class C.3.6. Then apply a layer of concrete binder, and then apply a layer of universal joint compound on top of the affected area, in which will be given in square meters or meters according to the girth size in accordance to the class U.3.1 and class U.3.2. After applying the joint compound, cover the edges of the composite patch with a feather all over the surrounding plaster will be given in meters according to the class S.17.5. Then wait for it to dry first. After it has dried, apply a primer on top of it to prepare a surface for repainting, in which will be given in square meters or meters in accordance with the class 2.2.2. Last but not least, repaint the affected area with the same color of the ceiling finishes. Last but not least, the ceiling finishes that I use for external surfaces is the gypsum ceiling. Gypsum also prone to some defects, and one of it is cracking. The first step of rectification works that can be done is to remove the loose gypsum plaster by using a multifunction knife, and it will be stated as an item in accordance with class C.3.6. After that, clean the affected area by using a vacuum cleaner. Before applying any patch compound on the cracked surface, wet the cracked surface by using a paintbrush that is soaked with water. Next, the second step is to fill the wet cracks with gypsum plaster or patching mixture and smooth out the surface with spatula or trowel. Let it dry for at least 24 hours. After it has dried, the third step is to sand the repair area with the sandpaper in accordance with class 2.3.1 and will be given in square meters or meters according to class 2.3.2. The fourth step and lastly is to apply a thin layer of primer on top of it and repaint it, and will be given in square meters or meters according to the class U.3.2.
For railing, we have two types of railing present in this building, which are timber and mild steel railing. The patent defect of timber railing is the timber railing shrinks and distorts due to extreme weather and temperature. This timber railing located at ground floor outside the house. First, demolition works start with removing the pillows, spindles, and handrail shall be given as items stating the dimension according to clause C.3.2. Second, measure the dimensions, choose the suitable size of handrail, and also state the handrail size in meters according to clause J.28.1. Next, drill a pilot hole on each of the newer posts and center mark on the end of railing and cut the flat bottom hole in the handrail, stating the thickness of the timber when drilling hole according to clause M.28.1.a. Lastly, the bolt is inserted and the nut is tightened before placing the new handrail. When inserting the bolt, the size, type, grade, and surface finish of both shall be stated in accordance with clause M.7.2.e. For Maya steel railing, we notice there is a rusting area at the post causing hole and loose from the concrete. This defect is located at the balcony railing on the second floor. First, the demolition works start with removing the bottom post and railing. Remove individual structures or parts should be given in item, stating the dimensions according to clause C.3.1. Second, cut and sand the cutting edge using sandpaper, applying primer and protective coating to the cutting edge. The work on surfaces shall be given in square meter according to clause C.3.2. Next, connect the old steel railing with the new leg extension with reverse or by welding and describe the connection method in accordance with clause P.2.8. Lastly, putting the railing back into the original positions and grounding the posts using explosive ground. During this step, filling the ground should be enumerated according to clause F.3.20 and state the type of ground and the mix.
The materials used for a pumping system of this bungalow are PVC pipe and steel pipe. One of the latent defects for steel pipe is major pipe burst. For pipes embedded inside the wall, pipe burst due to the weak plumbing which cannot hold up to the weight of concrete after years. Pipe burst is detected at the second floor bathroom 1. The primary step of rectification work is to determine the area of wall that seems to have absorbed the most moisture by using a moisture meter. The second step is cutting a hole into the wall by using a saw, and the size of hole shall be measured in meter square according to clause G7.1. Then, cut out the broken part of the pipe, and the length of the pipe being cut out shall be measured in meter referring to clause Q8.1. Next, remove burrs at the edges of the freshly cut pipe using sandpaper. The fifth step is the new replacement pipe is soldered to the existing pipe. After that, let the pipes to cool and turn on the water main to check whether the newly replaced pipe is fitted in good condition. The seventh step is covering the hole in the wall with cement and sand mortar in the ratio of 1:6 using a putty knife, and the work shall be measured in meter square based on clause S12.2. The patching compound is left to dry overnight. After that, the patching wall is sanded using sandpaper and it should be given in meter square according to clause U3.h. The sanded area is left to dry for 10 to 15 minutes before wall texture spray is applied onto it. The last step is painting the patchy area of the wall, in which the painting work for surface exceeding 300mm curve shall be measured in meter square, whereas for surface less than 300mm curve shall be measured in meter, and enumerate the painting work for surface which is less than 0.5 meter square according to clause U3.2.
No.